1556, the castle has been the seat of the Earl of Arundel and the Duke of Norfolk, England's Premier Duke. The Duke also holds traditionally the historic office of Earl Marshal, playing a prominent role in state occasions. And so on to this week's contest, but first, let me say how delighted I am to see in tonight's audience Catherine Johnson, the wife of one of tonight's contenders, because Catherine, then Catherine Jones, was herself a very young Mastermind contender in the 1978 series. And now on to our four contenders this evening, and they are a researcher from Buckhurst Hill in Essex, a retired publishing executive from Twickenham in Middlesex, a housewife from Cowley in Oxford, and a civil servant from Northolt in Middlesex. And their chosen specialised subjects are the Austro-Hungarian dual monarchy, Lord Macaulay, the travel writer Dervla Murphy, and railway signalling. And so may I have our first contender, please? Your name, please?
Jeremy Thomas.
Occupation?
Researcher and military historian.
And your chosen specialised subject?
The Austro-Hungarian dual monarchy from 1867 to 1918.
Jeremy Thomas, you have 2 minutes on the Austro-Hungarian dual monarchy, starting now. Which family provided Hungary with 2 prime ministers, a father and son?
Tisza.
Correct. In the 1880s, which boyhood friend of Franz Joseph headed a government in Vienna known as the Iron Ring?
Tafa.
Correct. Which royal hunting lodge near Budapest was a coronation gift to Franz Joseph and Elizabeth from the Hungarian people?
Godolo.
Correct. Which novelist became Hungary's first Minister of Religion and Education after the dual monarchy was established?
Pass.
In 1868, by a negotiated settlement known as a Nagodba, which country was included in Hungary but accorded special status?
Croatia.
Correct. What economic disaster marred the success of the World Exhibition of 1873 soon after it opened in Vienna?
The stock exchange crash.
Correct. Which Austro-Hungarian foreign minister had once been sentenced to death as a rebel and hanged in effigy?
Andrassy.
Correct. During the 7 years after Rudolf's death at Mayerling, who was legally heir presumptive to the monarchy?
Archduke Ferdinand.
No, it was Karl Ludwig. In 1896, for which occasion did Franz Joseph and Elizabeth visit Budapest together for the last time? 1896.
Pass.
What did the language ordinances issued by Count Badeni in 1897 seek to achieve?
Equality of Germans and Czechs in the civil
Correct.
service.
What was the nationality of the man who assassinated Empress Elizabeth in Geneva?
Italian.
Correct. What title was given to Countess Sophie Chotek, the morganatic wife of Franz Ferdinand?
Duchess of Hernberg.
Correct. Who served as Burgomaster of Vienna for 13 years after the Emperor had 4 times refused to confirm his election?
Luger.
Correct. What name derived from that of a river was often used to denote the non-Hungarian parts of the dual monarchy?
Cisleithania.
Correct. Who was the only statesman to be honoured with the title of Imperial Chancellor during the dual monarchy?
Beust.
Correct. Which corridor of land separating Serbia and Montenegro was occupied by the Austro-Hungarian army from 1878 to 1908?
The Sanjak of Novi Bazar.
Correct. With which Viennese actress did Franz Joseph maintain a romantic friendship for 30 years?
Katharina Schwarz.
Correct. Which Austrian Prime Minister was assassinated in October 1916, a month before Franz Joseph's death? And you may
Sturck.
answer. Sturck is correct. And at the end of that round, Jeremy Thomas, you have scored 15 points. You pass on to the novelist who became Hungary's first Minister of Religion and Education after the dual monarchy was established was Joseph Eötvös, and in 1896 the occasion which brought Franz Joseph and Elizabeth to visit Budapest together for the last time was the Hungarian Millennium celebrations. Jeremy Thomas, thank you very much. And our second contender, please. Your name, please.
John Gittins,
Occupation.
a retired publishing executive.
And your chosen specialised subject.
The life and works of Lord Macaulay.
John Gittins, you have 2 minutes on the life and works of Lord Macaulay, starting. Now, what was the name of the manor house in Leicestershire where Macaulay was born in 1800?
Rothley Temple.
Correct. In 1823, to which periodical did Macaulay contribute poems under the pen name Tristram Merton?
Knight's Quarterly.
Correct. In 1825, a reassessment of which poet in the Edinburgh Review instantly made the young Macaulay's literary reputation?
Milton.
Correct. For which pocket borough was Macaulay returned to Parliament in 1830?
Calne.
Correct. In support of which bill did Macaulay make his maiden speech in the Commons?
The Reform Bill.
No, the Jewish Emancipation Bill. About whom was Macaulay writing when he condemned the ridiculous spectacle of the British public in one of his periodical fits of morality?
Lord Byron.
Correct. For which constituency was Macaulay returned in the Reformed Parliament of 1832?
Leeds.
Correct. In which annual publication did Macaulay's verses on the Armada first appear?
Pass.
Who was serving as Governor-General of India when Macaulay arrived there in 1834 as legal officer of the Supreme Council?
Lord William Bentinck.
Correct. Who allegedly said of Macaulay, he has occasional flashes of silence that make his conversation perfectly delightful?
Sidney Smith.
Correct. Over which parliamentary bill did Macaulay warn the Commons, the danger is terrible, the time is short?
That was the Reform Bill.
Correct. In July 1833, in defence of which parliamentary bill did Macaulay make what he regarded at the time as his greatest speech?
Emancipation of the Catholics.
No, the India Bill. About which philosopher and statesman was Macaulay writing when he declared that an acre of Middlesex is better than a principality in Utopia?
Frederick the Great.
No, Francis Bacon. Whom did Macaulay describe in the Edinburgh Review of 1839 as the rising hope of those stern and unbending Tories?
Pass.
What cabinet post in Russell's government did Macaulay hold for 10 months after losing his seat in Parliament in 1847?
Paymaster General.
Correct. Of which university was Macaulay elected Lord Rector in the year that he published the first volumes of his History of England?
Glasgow.
Correct. Why, according to Macaulay in his History of England, I've started, so I'll finish. Why, according to Macaulay in his History of England, did the Puritans hate bear baiting?
Not because it gave pain to the bear, but because it gave pleasure to the spectators.
Is exactly correct. And at the end of that round, John Gittins, you have scored 12 points. You pass on to the annual publication in which Macaulay's verses on the Armada first appeared was Friendship's Offering, and the politician whom Macaulay described in 1839 as a rising hope of those stern and unbending Tories was William Ewart Gladstone. John Gittins, thank you very much. So may we have the third contender, please? Your name, please.
Pauline Baton,
Occupation.
housewife.
And your chosen specialised subject.
The life and travel books of Dervla Murphy.
Pauline Baton, you have 2 minutes on the life and travel books of Dervla Murphy, starting... Now, which member of her family told the young Dervla that philosophy was a study of how to live contentedly and die peacefully?
Her father.
No, her grandfather. In the Peruvian Andes, why was Dervla constantly addressed as Senor?
Because the locals mistook her for a man.
Yes, correct. In which town did Dervla find 4 Peruvian nuns playing amplified jazz records in a church to attract the young to Christianity?
Cusco.
It was Conchucos. When the Ethiopian police forbade Dervla to walk alone in the Simen Mountains, whom did she contact in Makale to overrule them?
The governor.
No, it was Princess Ida. In Ethiopia, when 4 men were found guilty of robbing her, Dervla pleaded with the Chief Justice to reprieve which part of their sentence?
The part that said they had to lose a hand.
No, it was public flogging. Which animal accompanied Dervla and Rachel through Cameroon in 1987?
A horse.
Correct. In Meodarle in Cameroon, why had the 4 prostitutes whom Dervla met been rejected by their husbands?
Because they were too old.
No, because they were barren. Who wrote the Karakoram in Western Himalaya, which Dervla took on her travels through Baltistan?
Les Firma.
No, De Filippi. At 9,000 feet in Baltistan, what kind of blanket did Dervla use to keep out the freezing cold?
It was a silver blanket.
Yes, it was a space blanket. What type of story did 14-year-old Dervla secretly send to publishers who rejected it but gave her encouragement?
A love story.
It was a boy's adventure story. In Peru, which copper mine manager showed great kindness to Dervla between Huamachuco and Chavin?
Mr. Haddon.
No, Mr. de Leon. In which Andean town, of which Francis of Assisi is a patron saint, did Dervla participate in the annual fiesta? Which endurance test devised by the young dervler to overcome physical pain involved a thorn? And you may answer.
She stuck it in her thumb.
No, she stuck it in her foot
Oh.
and then went on a 3-mile walk. Must be mad. And at the end of that round, Pauline, you have scored 3 points. But you passed on just the one. The Andean town in which Dervla participated in the annual fiesta was Pomabamba. Pauline Baton, thank you very much. And our fourth contender, please. Your name, please.
Stuart Johnson,
Occupation.
civil servant.
And you've chosen specialised subject.
Railway signalling in Britain, 1830 to 1947.
Stuart Johnson, you've 2 minutes on railway signalling in Britain between those dates starting. Now, what nickname is traditionally given to signalmen because early train control was effected by railway policemen?
Bobby,
Correct. Which invention credited to E.A. Cooper was introduced in 1841 as a warning device to protect a disabled train?
the detonator.
Correct. By what name were the fixed signals known, introduced by the GWR from 1840, which were the first standardized equipment to show positive stop and go signs?
Disc and crossbar.
Correct. For what purpose did early railway companies issue pistols to their staff?
Pass.
In 1841, which engineer erected Britain's first semaphore signalling equipment at New Cross?
Gregory.
Correct. What has always been one of a signalman's prime duties to check when a train passes his box for which the 9-bell signal is used?